Hey everyone, Howl here, and welcome to my channel. I thought for my first video I would tell you all a little bit myself, my art, and my plans for this channel, and all that exciting good stuff. I also figured it was probably about time I showed you all a little of my working process and how I create a piece of art. So as I mentioned, my name is Howl, and I've been arting for a very long time, and work mostly with ink, markers, watercolour and digital. I definitely classify myself as a fantasy illustrator, and that is where most of my work roots itself. A lot of people ask me where I get my inspiration from, and I always feel like this is a rather difficult question, because, you know, as artists, we tend to look at the world a bit differently, and our brain is always absorbing images and ideas from everything that's around us. Books, games, and other artists' work, as well as day-to-day life, have all been things that inspired me, and I'm sure a lot of other artists in their own way. A good example of something that I found incredibly inspiring growing up was FX Imagine magazine, which is an art magazine, mostly for digital art, that shows a variety of styles, as well as sketchbook work, tips and pointers, and I would definitely suggest giving it a little look. I started out my art career on DeviantArt, which is a great base to meet a lot of people and sort of pick up a bit of commission work if that's what you're into. But I've heard mixed reviews from it. Some people like DeviantArt, some people have had bad experiences, so I would just suggest to be careful and avoid some toxic people. If you get the bad hint, just, you know, block them, move on your way. But I had a good experience, and I would definitely recommend giving it a try, because I've met some amazing people there that are long life friends that helped me start on my journey, my career. I started taking commissions for charity to raise funds for a young girl who had butterfly syndrome, and from there I kind of just continued raising money for charity, and somebody suggested that I should try doing it professionally on my own. And at 14 or 15 I just kind of laughed at off. But, you know, 12 years down the line, here I am trying to do it professionally, when I'd laughed before at the idea of ever trying to do it as a career. So yeah, my life was a bit of a drastic change when I decided that this was indeed what I wanted to do. But I've never been a go with a plan kind of person, more spontaneous, and an endless source of struggle and pain for anyone that knows me. But, you know, that's what I'm like to just see what happens most of the time. Embersong has been 3 years in the making, which is my graphic novel web series, which is what I'm working on right now. And you can see more about it, learn about the characters in the world, the Patreon that I've recently just set up. If you're interested in that, please check out the link before. I won't burn your ears with it, but if you want to, you can check that out. You can also you're able to submit questions for the Q&A videos that will be on this channel, all about the world and some of my art processes for that, and how I've, you know, world built and all that fun jazz. Speaking of which, this piece that I'm doing right now, before your very eyes, is a illustration from the first Fable, which is a mini comic that leads into the series. So yeah, I just figured I would talk a little bit about my process now, which is fairly standard, I suppose. I always feel a bit strange when people ask me, like, what my techniques are, and I'm like, I don't really feel like I have a technique, I just kind of do it. And it is all, unfortunately, just practice and repetitive stuff, and your style develops as you go. But I suppose I kind of just sketch out rough ideas with my mechanical pencils, and then ink over them and see what happens. Sometimes drawings don't work out, and I don't ever show anybody those, and sometimes they turn out really well. Like this one, for example, I feel it turned out really well. The lines are really defined, and it came across exactly how I wanted it to. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I hope you like the finished piece. You can check out the coloured piece on the Patreon for just the price of a coffee, $5 or £3 something, depending on where you are in the world. But thanks for joining me on this first video. I hope to see you again soon. If you like the video, give it a thumbs up, hit that subscribe button if you want to see more videos, and yeah, have a good day.